Hello, I'm Jamain Hatton. This is the recap. Today on the recap, we're looking at the last edition of the CXC English 3-2 paper. Today is the 7th day of April in the year 2018. Like I said, it's the last part. It means there are two prior videos to this one. Links would be in the description there for you to check those out, and then you come back to this one. So you are in the exam and you were given pieces that talked about smoking, let's say perhaps, or the dangers of smoking. You have to be able to give a free response. So let's backtrack a bit here. Students that did the SBA also had to do an oral presentation. They had to present orally in front of their teachers and to be awarded marks. The alternative paper, since it's taking the place of the SBA, you will have to do something similar to that. It would require you to do some amount of writing as if you were writing a speech. So the last question that is for 15 marks will ask you to do just that. Write as though you're writing a speech. You have to present that speech to be marked. Okay, and it will present it in such a way, or you have to present it in such a way that you're going to get marks for unique voice or style, vivid word choice. You must have effective use of language. You must organize your ideas well, and it must be relevant to the content of what the issue is in the texts that were presented to you prior. So in the exam, if you're there and you see the issues that were talked about, or the issue that was talked about in the previous text is smoking, for instance, you can do a response like what I'm about to show you here. So the question would read, create a response based on one of the points listed above. You can use drama, poetry, lyrics to a song, or prose. Your response will be assessed for all of that there. So I put there 2A so you can see what I wrote for 2A when we talked about that in the previous video. Oral presentation, the speaker can use cues from the audience to adjust the message and allow for proper intonation and delivery and all of that. Good. So you have to give a response. Your response, forget about that there right now. Your response really is giving a response to the issue presented. All right, let's go into an example of what I'm talking about. Here's an example of what a response to question 3 is likely to be. My take on this, that is. So here is what an example of my take on an answer to the question 3 would look like. Mind you, this is my take of what the exam is requiring of you. And again, look at the language here. Look at how the repetition is used. Look at how the rhetorical question is used. Simile and all of that. Okay? And have an idea of what you're expected to do. So you're writing this as though you were presenting it to a crowd, just as if you were doing an oral presentation for the English SBA. So let me read it for you. Don't take this personally, please. It is my distinct pleasure to talk to you all today on the dangers of smoking. It is my hope that at the end of this address that you will rethink your choice to smoke. Are you a chimney or a barbecue? Then why smoke? The effects of smoking cigarettes can damage your life and you. Cigarette smoking can cost you your daughter or your wife or your mother or her life. Don't be stupid. Be wise. Do it for the 4 eyes that call you their life. The figures show an upward trend of deaths, hurt, and misery, just because of a little smoke. It's just one cigarette, you might say, but one leads to 2, and 2 to 4. Before you know it, you're at death's door. Do you want to die? What will happen to your wife? What will happen to her life? What about your daughter? She craves care, not to visit your grave. Do you want to die? What about your mother? She just lost your father. What about her life? Do you want to die? If you're not a barbecue, then stop smoking. Or just like fire on meat, you'll be cremated when you prematurely die. As you smoke, you chase people around you. You're making their lives uncomfortable. What about the children that need a hero? Are smokers superheroes? Don't tell me it's leisure. Don't tell me you're relaxing. Don't tell me you're dealing with stress. The only thing you're doing is transferring your burdens onto someone else. Do something else. Take up swimming, walk a mile, cycle, dance, have sex, eat, sleep, repeat. Just don't smoke. Stop smoking today. You can still live a long life, but you must stop smoking today. People are always going to be happy to see you, especially when your breath nor your clothes smell like cigarettes. Your family needs you. Society needs you. Stop smoking today. Or do you want to die? Smoking cigarettes can cost you, your daughter, or your wife, or your mother, or her life. Do you want to die? Stop smoking today. I'll end my speech by saying, smoking can hurt you and your loved ones. When you choose to smoke, you choose to prematurely end your life. When you choose to stop smoking, you choose to extend your life. So stop smoking today. So that question 3 will be assessed in the following ways. Content and relevance to response or of response, 3 marks. Organization, 3 marks. Effective use of language, 3 marks. Voice, style, 3. Word choice, another 3 marks. So let me go through this quickly with you so you can have an understanding of what exactly you're getting these marks for. For content and relevance, you have to be able to fully develop your response. This example I had previously, there could have been some more developing of the issue. So if I were to grade myself, I'd probably give myself 2 there. But your response must be rich, it must be detailed, and it must be clear, and it must give an authentic picture of what the issue is, and it must be able to capture the reader's attention or the listener's attention if you were to present that speech. Organization, you have to give a detailed account, a logical, effective sequence of your events, and you must be able to make a memorable introduction as well as a conclusion, whether it's going to be implicit or explicit. I'm reading here from the syllabus. So the effective use of language, when it comes to that, your sentences must be clear, you must be able to vary in terms of simple sentences and complex sentences. That's how you're going to get those 3 marks there. So when it comes to voice style, you have to use your writing to reflect a unique and consistent personal voice. You alternate from I and you and stuff like that, right? Good. So connection must be made with the audience. You. So you must connect with your audience. You must be clear in that as well. When it comes to word choice, you must have a vivid, natural language which will create a clear picture of the characters and the atmosphere. You must use strong verbs, precise nouns, and appropriate adjectives. So I think this could have had some more adjectives and so on, but fair enough. It's a good response to me of what the question 3 would entail for you to do. It was my pleasure doing this series with you. Best wishes in your exams and good luck.